Jericho, 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 yeah, Josh fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. God knows that Josh fit the battle of Jericho, 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 yeah, Josh fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. With Mom and Sister Mary, Lord and Brother John, wanna come and talk to you about what I got going on. I know you heard about Joshua, one son of a gun. Would not stop his work till his work was done. Oh, Joshua, battle of Jericho, 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 yeah, Joshua, battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. I know that Joshua, battle of Jericho, 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 yeah, Joshua, the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Talk about the son of Gideon, you ain't bragging to the sons of Paul. Wanna sit and talk to you about the battle of Jericho. Oh, up the walls of Jericho, he died with a spear in hand. Slowly ran, oh, Joshua said, the battle's in my hand. Oh, Joshua, the battle of Jericho, Jericho, yeah, Joshua, the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. I know that Joshua, the battle of Jericho, 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 yeah, Joshua, the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Talk about the son of Gideon, brag about Saul. Yeah, talk about Joshua and the battle of Jericho. Tell me, great God Joshua had, you're not rough and tall. All the hands on Joshua said, the battle's in my hand. Oh, Joshua, the battle of Jericho, 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 yeah, Joshua, the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. God knows that Joshua, the battle of Jericho, 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 yeah, Joshua, the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. one of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. You're gonna spread your wings, take to the sky. Till that morning, nothing will harm you. Hush now, baby. Don't you cry.
Did you get my buttons? Did you get the buttons? One morning when the sun didn't shine, took my shovel and I walked down the line. 16 ton, number 9 gold. My boss said, well, bless my soul. What do you think? Another day older and cheaper than that same. Call me 'cause I can't go out I sold company store. One morning it was drizzling rain. Riding down the road in my moonroof, I was feeling fly over the line. I told woman, leave me walk the line. What do you think? Another day older and cheaper than that same. Call me 'cause I can't go out my soul to the company store. If you see me coming, then step aside. A lot of men died. This fire and the others steal. The right don't get you, then the left one will. You know, what do you think? Another day older and deeper in that same field. Call me, I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
special guest today. We're going to be talking about social justice. No justice.
No peace.
You guys know it. Ooh, it's so good. No justice.
No peace.
So we're building a movement. We're not watching history happening, we're making it. They didn't like when I said that, but it's true. People are showing up every week. So welcome to beautiful downtown Bethel. It's not raining.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't have those bells, Kennedy. Kennedy, no bells, please. So my name is Cindy McGuire. If you haven't met me before, thank you so much for coming. As Kennedy says, this is what democracy looks like. Thank you so much for attending. We are doing this because you keep coming out week after week, although, quite frankly, I'd probably be standing at the corner if you didn't come out week after week. But we do appreciate you coming and showing up and standing up for our democracy. So, if you guys read any of the announcements or saw any of those, you would have seen, what week are we up to? 17.
Yeah.
17.
Woo!
That pales in comparison to what you're going to hear from our speakers today. So 17, and I actually looked it up. Jeremy, some of you might remember, was here for Spread Love, Not Hate. That was number 7, Jeremy.
Wow.
Now we're 17, so put on your calendar 27. You'll be back. I need to thank our team for organizing. We have Denise and Carolyn and Nancy and Randy and Kathy and Greg and Kennedy, Sue, Terry, Aurora, our photographer. Make sure she gets your picture with your sign if you'd like. Katie, our live streamer, isn't here today, but we are recording thanks to Barry, our wonderful musician, who's back with us. We have a couple of extra volunteers today because Tony couldn't be here, but he wanted us to have water. So Karen and Howie, 2 of our big flag carriers, went and picked up the water on the table. So we have that up there. So there's fresh water, cold water. So again, thank you, Tony. If you've been here before, you know Tony is a big supporter publicly. And he owns Notch 8. He owns Shakedown Street Eats, where we're going to go for lunch afterwards if anyone wants to join us, and Fat Tony's Deli.
Woo!
Thanks to Tony for bringing the water, for supporting us, and please continue to support his establishment, his 3 establishments. The food is good. I also want to continue to throw some love to one of the newer businesses that's supporting us publicly, and that's Kate and Dee from Reading Roasters, a cute little coffee shop down that way, where you can buy bags of fresh coffee. So we were really touched with their public statement and their action. They actually closed their store for an hour when we had the No Kings rally at the Municipal Center, and publicly said they wanted to stand with their community in peaceful protest. So we want you to continue to throw your love their way too. And thanks to Barry. Some of you may remember Barry. He's back with us again. He's going to share his music. I'll give you a little bit more intro about Barry in a moment. We have our 2 great speakers. We have Rick and Jeremy from Justice Southbury. Is anyone here attending their very first rally ever? Yay! There's always somebody. Woohoo! Make that person feel welcome, all you experienced ralliers. Who's here for Bethel for the first time? Woo! I know there's others. You weren't here before. I'm making you raise your hand, some of my friends. I know they weren't here before. So, how is everybody doing?
Good.
Oh, you're feeling good? This wasn't a difficult week for anybody?
We're laughing through it.
You're laughing. Okay, we're going to have music to get us through. Anybody here of Alligator Alcatraz? Some people are calling it Alligator Auschwitz to those of us. Horrible what they're looking to do to set up in Florida. There was just some bombings happening of nuclear sites, nothing big. I don't know, I heard something happened with birthright citizenship. That's not a big deal, right? We did have a New York City Democratic mayoral primary win for the progressive side, so that was good.
Yeah.
But the most important story of the week, People magazine, astrology column, June 28th. It'll bring a peaceful and sensitive vibe to the end of the week. So who better than to have our Southbury justice people for a peaceful and sensitive vibe? So the information can be overwhelming. We get bombarded. So taking action like you're doing today is going to help the cause, but also help you. Standing in solidarity with your community. Community is power. So our goal for our events is to defend democracy, and we have peaceful rallies. We had those 12 to 1,500 people for No Kings, and we had not a single incident. So that's because that's who we are.
Yeah.
That's who you are too.
Yeah.
So we're giving a forum for your voices to be heard. It is nonpartisan. Everyone is welcome. We have people from all parties, no parties, registered voters, not registered voters. Anyone who's like-minded is welcome to participate or just want to see what we're doing. So we do try to keep it positive, what we're focusing on. We want to focus on what we want as much as possible to broaden our community. I keep saying we're going to get ready for fascism, but it kind of feels like fascism is kind of here with a lot of the things that have been happening the last few weeks. So I don't know if we're going to get to people in the streets soon. I'd be interested in your views of doing something marching down the street. I know some people are for that, some not, but thinking about it, thinking we're getting pretty close. There's other ways for you folks to participate. We have our local elections coming up, and we actually have a food truck and fun event that the Democratic Town Committee is sponsoring. And we have some QR codes up here and at our, what we used to call our sign table. It's now our information booth because we find we're putting a lot of flyers out and information out. So we now have an information booth. But we need to hold our representatives accountable with phone calls, with emails, with visits. Go to their town halls. I mean, there was some big legislation this week that some of us who work on immigration viewed as anti-immigration. And Johanna Hayes got a lot of calls, and she voted what we wanted her to do. Jim Hines did not. So the calls matter. So keep up on some of the legislation. And making a few calls from home really isn't that much time, not time consuming. But there are local activism groups to get involved in. We have our Bethel Blues Indivisible group. There's a new group in Ridgefield that meets Mondays, 5 o'clock every Monday. And there's a flyer on the table about them. I have to put a flyer out. There's an Indivisible group that's centered in New Milford but includes towns all over. It's called Act Local, Northwest Connecticut. Woo! So we have our REBS group that you might have heard of before that's centered in Reading, but also includes Bethel, and people actually from all towns around. So you can join an Indivisible group. Each group is focusing and doing a little bit different things. We would love you to join our immigration effort. So on the table, there's a QR code that you can learn more about what we're doing to save our friends and neighbors. There's things you can do in person. There's things that you can do behind the scenes. But we definitely need more people. But there are environmental groups. I like to talk about the food pantries because I know they're struggling all the time. There's something that everyone can do. Rallying is important because we need to be visible, but we really would urge you to get involved. So if we see a passing car going by that says something not nice, what do we do? Have a nice day, says my sister. We don't yell back. We don't respond in kind. Jeremy says, what do you usually say? Have a wonderful day, right?
Have a wonderful day.
And Denise couldn't be here today. Oh, what? Randy?
You gotta give him the peace sign, but remember the peace sign has 2 fingers.
Yes. Isn't she so smart? Blowing kisses. Peace. My friend Lisa likes to say thank you for exercising your First Amendment rights. Okay, so earlier you could have arrived earlier to do a little bit of chanting at the curb, and now we're into our program. So I'm just doing a little bit of an intro, and then Barry is going to do a kickoff song in the theme for social justice. Then we'll rally at the curb a little bit more, and with our wonderful chanter, Kennedy, and then she will lead you on a march, short march down to our library and back. And if everyone is still standing, we can do some more closing song, but Barry will be playing music throughout.
Yeah.
So we do have our sign-making table. I've said that. We are collecting food, non-perishable food items for our pantry each week. So there's a little box here if you've brought anything, but we do this every week, 11 to 12:30. Different themes each week. So next week we'll be here, July 5th. Greg, who's our PA musician getter, all around good guy who couldn't be here today, is at a wedding. He's going to lead next week. And we're going to focus, of course, on the Declaration of Independence. So we've already got a couple of interesting things lined up for that. July 12th, we're looking at doing free speech. July 19th, we will not be on this screen. So that's Shop and Stroll in Bethel, where the town is kind of taken over by all the businesses and everybody comes out and supports our local businesses. But we want to rally. So we thought, let's rally in Stony Hill. We haven't done a rally over there. So Caroline, who isn't here today, who usually works the sign table, she's organizing that rally. We'll give you more information about that. But please note, we are rallying July 19th every week, but that week we'll be at Stony Hill. We do have the new QR code to sign up for the Bethel Rally newsletter. So I'm trying to gather people's email and information where you can also answer if you'd like to volunteer or give feedback about the rallies. So that's also on by the sign making table. So please enjoy our beautiful town after our rally. Have lunch in one of our restaurants, cafes, coffee houses. Give love to Reading Roasters. Give love to Tony. And shop in our lovely stores.
Yeah.
I'm messing up the mic. Don't touch it? Okay. Now I want to touch it, and you said I can't touch it. You know, I always go the opposite. That's my sister. Okay. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Who said that? It's a very famous quote. That was Martin Luther King Jr. So true justice is inclusive, does not leave any group out that's marginalized or oppressed. And we've seen that, of course, a lot lately. And the oppression of one group can ultimately damage and endanger everyone's rights. Our friend Juan from Immigration, from the Greater Danbury Unites for Immigrants, if you've seen him speak, he spoke here once, he likes to say, our freedom, our liberty is tied to his liberty. It's tied to his freedom. So we are all interconnected. And it's important to take action and recognize the shared humanity of all our individuals. So let me more properly introduce Barry. Barry is, thank you for coming back again and supporting us with live music. He's actually a flautist and arranger of the rock band Eden Song, who just released a new album, Our Road to Dust, which is already featured on the top 10 lists around the world. But here, he will be featured as a singer-songwriter, and he's going to perform some classic soul songs for us by Sam Cooke and Edwin Starr. I also wanted him to share a few words about a group he organizes called Empathy is the Cure, which is a music series that raises money and goods for local charities and takes place at our beloved Molten Java. So Barry, I'll let you come up, say a few words, and then he will do a kickoff song for us.
Woo! Okay, I'm gonna like not talk forever. So I started, you know, when Trump got elected, me and probably quite a few of you rightfully got depressed and worried. And for me, like if I was gonna get through the next 4 years without despair, as a lot of you probably feel, I was gonna have to do something. So Wendy, I've known over at Molten Java for like many years. And I asked her if I could put on a program over there for charities to raise money. I had played a thing for Harambe Youth Center, and it went really well. And I'm like, why can't this be a monthly thing? So Wendy let me use her place every second Sunday or so to put on music, because that's what I do, and raise money for charities. We are doing a program on July 13th over there for a group called Been Beautiful, who is doing something called the Caterpillar Project to go into local elementary schools and talk about wellness and self-esteem and all that stuff, because Damn. I mean, these fundamental things, they're important. We have to love ourselves if we want to go out there and do something for the world. We can't be despondent. We can't be depressed. We have to be here, right now, the way you all are, and fight.
Yeah.
And speak.
Yeah.
And it's been going great. I love all the musicians around here. We have great music. We have great charities. I'm getting to know people all over the place who are fighting the same fight that I am. So, man, I am absolutely blessed to be here. I will come here. Drop of a hat, anytime.
Thank you.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming. I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it is. It's been too hard living. I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, long time coming. I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it is. When I go to the I go downtown. Oh, someone's always telling me, oh, don't hang around. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Go to my brother, and I say, brother, help me, please. Oh, but he winds up knocking me, oh, back down on my knees. Oh, there was time when I thought I couldn't last long. Oh, now, oh, I think I'm just gonna carry on. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it is. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change is gonna come.
Woo!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Whose country?
Our country.
I forgot to mention, I have 2 No King signs here, part of a fundraiser for our sister indivisible group, the ACT Local Northwest Connecticut, for $8 each. Lawn sign for $8 if you want a lawn sign. I have 2 left. So, Rick Richardson. I'm going to introduce you now, our first speaker. Rick is a lawyer by day, but he and his inspiring daughter, Julia, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, helped get the group Justice Southbury started. And they formed as a result of George Floyd's murder, and he'll talk more about that. And they've recently celebrated their 5th anniversary of consecutive rallies. They're past that now. Every Sunday afternoon in Southbury. So we'll let Rick tell you more about that.
Thank you, Cindy. And thank you, Bethel, for defending democracy. Democracy is fundamentally about the relationship between the government and the governed. And social justice, which is today's rally theme, is fundamentally about the relationship between people, how we treat each other. Your group in Bethel is trying in a thoughtful and committed way to change the world for the better. Author and anthropologist Margaret Mead highlighted the impact of such small groups. Quote, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." End quote. So let me tell you about my small group, Justice Southbury. A little more than 5 years ago, a police officer killed a man named George Floyd by kneeling on his neck until he could no longer call out for his mom. Because the crime, unlike so many that preceded it, was recorded vividly on video and immediately circulated around the world. His death led to an unprecedented physical outpouring of grief and anger in many American communities. People gathering to say, something's got to happen, something's got to change. Many said, George Floyd, he was no angel, which is appropriate. He didn't need to be anything other than a human being for his murder to ignite a movement. Every man, including an everyman, deserves dignity and due process. And when that was taken away for all the world to see, this nation was changed. In the days after George Floyd's murder, which followed the murders of Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery and so many others, regular people in small-town Southbury, Connecticut, like most unremarkable places in the United States, came together to say their names, not to make their names famous, but to make their lives remembered. So on the last Sunday in May 2020, a group of citizens in the town of Southbury gathered outside on a street corner like this to protest the murder of George Floyd. It was an uplifting moment of solidarity, but it would have remained just a moment if it had not turned into a local movement, inspired by 3 related messages. First, at that first rally, as we lined the street, a black man who I had not known before, but I've come to know, walked past everyone in the crowd, filming them saying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." My family, my wife and I, our 3 daughters, happened to be at the very end. So when he got past and thanked us, he then turned the camera on himself and he said, with it like a tear in his eye, "I never knew my town would show up for me."
Yeah.
Second, someone at an early rally held a sign that read, "If you ever wondered what you would do what you would have done during the civil rights era, you're doing it now." Third, we took seriously the essence of this quote from Martin Luther King. Quote, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." End quote. So those beginning to gather on that street in Southbury resolved not to be silent friends. We resolved to lean in with our best selves to meet the challenges of a historically character-revealing crisis. We dedicated our community service to ensuring that no neighbor, no one, should have to be surprised that his town would show up for him. So we kept showing up. And tomorrow, Justice Southbury will hold our 266th consecutive weekly rally for social justice. Every single Sunday at 2 p.m. for the past 5 years, rain or snow or 95 and humid, we meet on the street corner and give speeches about Black History Month and Women's History Month and Hispanic Heritage Month and Pride Month and End Asian Hate and explorations of America's founding principles, and on and on. After the speeches, we stand by the road with red, white, and blue love your neighbor signs, and signs that say things like respect everyone, and be fair and kind to all people, and hate has no home here. When passing motorists angrily shout at us, all lives matter, we smile and shout back, equally. When some motorists yell that we are faggots during Pride Month, when some yell that we are girl lovers, but they don't say it like that, they say it. We just resolve, when we hear that, to stand a little bit taller and a little bit firmer. And this has an impact. 2 families of color from New York, looking to move to Connecticut, told us they chose to move to Southbury because they passed our rallies and felt that they would be welcomed. A mother told us that Justice Southbury is the reason she feels comfortable raising a biracial child in town. Another mother told us the same thing about raising a trans child in Southbury. Our consistent focus has been on the real-life implications of making love your neighbor the foundation of your actions, not in a religious way, but in a humanitarian way. What can we do to influence what's in people's hearts and minds? How can we make sure that everyone is welcome in our space? And how can we grow this space where everyone is welcome? So we needed a logo to reflect who we wanted to be and what we wanted to stand for. We realized that in this mostly white and mostly red town, a message limited to racial anger was not going to catch on easily, and it wouldn't be sustained. So our communication needed to be grounded in a universal moral foundation. And the most universal moral foundation is to treat others well. So we worked with a creative designer to bring together brown and white hands, clasping over a pride rainbow, all within a love your neighbor heart. Early on in our movement, right about where you guys are now, around week 17, we set up a Facebook page with an About Us statement. And it said, quote, Justice Southbury is a social justice initiative organized by local volunteers. We believe in equal justice for all, and we believe that all means all, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation or identification, country of origin, religion or no religion, ability or disability. We believe in judging people by the content of their character, and in turn, we expect to be judged by ours. We hope to be tolerant and compassionate, but at the same time, forceful and active. We are willing to engage in necessary and necessarily difficult discussion about all these topics. If we can do anything to show that hate has no home here in Southbury, then we will have achieved our mission, end quote. And that creed really predicted much of what has come after for Justice Southbury. To be productive, any group like this one needs to answer a central question. What is the problem you're trying to solve? This focus led us to develop tight mission and vision statements. The mission of Justice Southbury is to cultivate an inclusive community where all are treated fairly and welcomed as equals. Our vision is a more fair and kind community for all. And we challenge those who oppose Justice Southbury. What part of this vision do you disagree with? Are you threatened by more fair? Are you challenged by more kind? Does your definition of community exclude all? So everything we do is in furtherance of this vision, a more fair and kind community for all. During our 5 years, Justice Southbury has faced a national political climate which increasingly amplifies voices of hatred and fear, while seeking to silence the voices of love and hope. We faced passing motorists giving us the finger, as they've done today, and shouting that one word which best says, I hate all of you, and I can't stand your compassion for others and your devotion to democracy. The one word rejoinder that we hear the most. Can you tell me what is that one word that people would use to say, all of you suck? leave. What's the one word that best says that? Starts with a T and it rhymes with dump. People know when they drive by and they say Trump, they're saying we're against all of that love your neighbor stuff and all that more fair and more kind community for all stuff. And so we listen to that every single week. We face vitriol on social media. And we've even had a few people stop by to try to intimidate us. Most memorably, a guy who in an early rally came in and he was all full of spit and vigor, and he wanted to let us know that all lives matter. So he kept getting in our faces, and he went one person after another. All lives matter, all lives matter, all lives matter. So being the big, husky enforcer that I am, I made a beeline for him, and I got in his face, and I yelled, all lives matter, and he yelled, all lives matter. And I yelled, white lives matter, and he yelled, white lives matter. And I yelled, blue lives matter, and he yelled, blue lives matter. And I yelled, black lives matter, and he yelled, all lives matter. And I said, see, you can't say it, so you don't mean it. When we face hostility to ideas like diversity, equity, and inclusion, we try to slow it down, say, wait a minute. Variety is the spice of life. Fairness. Everybody knows about fairness. Certainly when you're a little kid, you know when something is unfair. And outside all of our houses, we have a little mat that says, welcome. So variety, fairness, welcome. That's diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so we have conversations like that with people. We don't back down. We don't leave. We are not silent friends. We've also attempted to expand both our knowledge base and our persuasive reach. We wanted to do more, communicate more, learn more, share more. So we decided to host a monthly Zoom speaker series featuring important voices from around the country to amplify the experiences and perspectives of those who've had insights beyond ours, but for whom it was impractical to come to our little corner in Southbury. So we've now hosted 23 of these Zoom speaker series with authors and professors and business leaders and podcasters and consultants from New York and Texas and California and Georgia and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Colorado and Tennessee and Virginia and tomorrow night, Ohio. None of this is easy. Persistence is hard, but necessary. We're all engaged, all of us. We're engaged in the art of moving people's wills. And we need to stay engaged. What Abraham Lincoln said 160 years ago is just as true today. Quote, in this age, in this country, public sentiment is everything. With it, nothing can fail. Against it, nothing can succeed, end quote. So Justice Southbury will continue to do our best to understand how we can try to positively impact public sentiment. Someday, this country will emerge from this dark place we're in now, and this weird period we're in, into a better place of hope and love, a more fair and kind community for all, but only through persistent hard work. And persistent hard work like you guys are doing here in Bethel. If you're positive rather than negative, if you define your objectives by what you're for and not just what you're against, if you appeal to the better angels of our natures, then the power of your example here in Bethel will move people's wills. So keep going, Bethel. Defend democracy. Show up and stand up and speak up for those values which make America a special place to live. A special place where we, the people, can choose to never give up trying to make this a more perfect union. So Justice Southbury ends each rally with a call for action. And although this isn't the end of this rally, luckily it's the end of my speech and you're about to get the guy that'll wake you back up. But at the end of every one of our rallies, we end them the same way. And we ask people if they are fired up and ready to go. So if you are, let me know. Fired up? Fired up! Ready to go? Ready to go! Fired up? Fired up! Ready to go? Ready to go! Fired up? Fired up! Ready to go? Ready to go! Let's go change the world and show that resentment and hate have no chance against love and hope. Thank you, Bethel.
I touched it again. Thank you, Rick. That's wonderful. I would urge everyone to go on a Sunday. You bring your lawn chair, you sit in the grass, you listen to amazing speakers, you meet a whole new set of people, just like I've gotten to meet by doing this event. So thank you, Rick. We're trying to follow in your example of leading with positive and kindness. And now we have Jeremy.
I'm over here.
Oh, Jeremy went over there. Jeremy had me use the same intro from last time. So Jeremy is a queer autistic Jewish activist. He is an admin for Not Just Us, which holds rallies around the state in response to hateful literature drops, cruel legislation, and more. He also organized against LGBTQ plus book banning efforts that swept Connecticut, including his hometown of Brookfield. Jeremy is also the rally coordinator and one of the organizers, as we know, for Justice Southbury. And if you haven't heard Jeremy speak before, you're in for a treat. Thank you, Jeremy. Coming back.
Thank you. I'd like to start by saying thank you to the organizers. I've been around for 5 years in the activist scene now, and this is impressive. This is incredible. The level of organization you have created here so quickly is truly awe-inspiring. And I want to thank you guys for continuing to inspire me. So, I'm here to talk about social justice. And I've learned quite a lot about it in the last 5 years as rally coordinator for Justice Southbury. And when I think about social justice, I think about how hard it can be defined, how hard it can be to define it. I grew up in an age where on the internet, social justice could mean whatever you want it to. From a reason to make fun of people, to a reason to think that things are good, for something that could mean whatever you want it to. And I think that has left us in a tough spot where what social justice means to us can vary from person to person. So let me tell you what my perspective on social justice is. In my opinion, if we're trying to define social justice, it is defined as justice by and for the people. It is societal justice. It is the people bringing justice for us, for our neighbors, and for our loved ones. That's why it requires all of us, because societal change does not come easy. Because societal change does not come easy. And sometimes it can feel nearly impossible. But history reminds us that it's not. History reminds us that societal change is possible, but it can be hard to see in the moment. It can be hard to remember where we're going. And in those moments, I think we have to stop and look around us to see social justice in action. And I think we can. I think there is social justice to be found. Societal change, meaningful, loving societal change. I see it in the individuals who have come to Justice Southbury to say they feel safer in their town because we're there. I see it in New York, where despite however much money and establishment they tried to support, the voters came out and said they will not vote for somebody who they believe is dangerous to the people around them, dangerous to our neighbors, and dangerous to our loved ones. And I see it so clearly at Bethel Pride. Who here has been to Bethel Pride? I hadn't been to Bethel Pride until this year, and let me tell you, it was quite an incredible experience. Walking in there and feeling the love, the community, the acceptance, the dedication to creating spaces where our neighbors can feel accepted and loved for who they are, and we can connect on a real level about why we're here and the things we care about. That was incredible. That is inspirational to me. That's why we're here, in my opinion, because we are fighting so the members of our communities don't have to. So the other members of our communities who are scared, who are too young, who are unable to stand here with us, get to live their lives. And I am proud to see so many at Bethel Pride living their life. And I think this is the process of social justice. It's recognizing the neighbors we have let down in the past, making amends, and recommitting to loving our neighbors better, to working harder to love our neighbors. It's about what kind of society we want to live in. What kind of society do we want to live in? I think we want to live in one where everybody is respected for who they are, where human rights are extended to all. And if we want to live in a certain society, we have to push for that society bravely and boldly, and importantly, specifically, even when it causes disagreement, even when it means we're not always on the same page about everything. One thing I've learned from Justice Southbury is that while so many people seem terrified to argue, to have difficult discussions, to recognize the distance and differences between how so many people see the world, that somehow those arguments and conversations make us weaker. But let me tell you, at Justice Southbury, I've seen it in action. Those conversations make us stronger. By talking about the things that we need to discuss in order to move forward as a country, we need to be willing to disagree, willing to talk about exactly what we mean. So let me start. Let me talk about what world I want to live in. Because I want to live in a society that does not accept the dehumanization that we've seen recently, and in a lot of American history. But the dehumanization I am seeing currently, how so many people want us to look down on our neighbors because if we see them as lesser than, they can be treated however the other people want them to be. I want to live in a society where this is not acceptable. And to do that, we need to say what we mean. So I will say what I mean. I believe that anybody on American soil deserves human rights. Full stop. And I don't believe this because of the law or court orders or constitutional amendments or even economic value. I believe in this because people deserve human rights, because we in America recognize how meaningful those rights are. If we didn't, it would not be the center point of our Constitution. We know human rights are crucial to living happy and fulfilling lives, to being meaningful members of our communities. And in order to do that, our human rights must be respected. And in a loving world, these rights would be respected everywhere. But we can't make that happen. We can't make the entire world respect these rights. But here, in our country, where we vote, where we show up, where we demand change, we can. We can live up to our ideals. I've seen the government pick and choose who gets human rights. I've seen how the government treated Native Americans on land that on land that didn't belong to them. I've seen how the U.S. government treated black people who built our country. I have seen the government choose who gets human rights, and I have disagreed every single time I look back in history. I paid attention to U.S. history. I know the foundation we have. I know how beautiful the sentiments of America are and how not beautiful the execution of those sentiments can be. We cannot allow human rights to be taken away from those the government deems unworthy, to let the government decide this. We cannot let them make us see each other, human beings, as less deserving.
Hear, hear.
And in that way, we are still fighting the same fight we always have. The fight that says, I don't care who that person was specifically, they deserve rights because they are a human being deserving of them. We saw this 5 years ago with George Floyd, and we still see it today with the immigrants in our communities, trying to turn us against our own neighbors. There are those who want to turn back turn their back on human rights, on American principles, because it stops them from building the America that they want. A simple America where there is no difference, there is no dissent, there is no disagreement. An America built in the image they want to see. But I am not willing to turn my back on American principles like that. I still believe in a country built on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all. If I've learned anything from American history, it's that we need to stand by our principles, even when our government will not, especially when our government will not. When our government fails us, we need to show up. We need to show up and say, no, we demand the America that we know we can create, that we know we can live in. We can live up to our ideals. We can make this country everything we know it can be, but it requires work, so much work. And here, I see people doing the work. I see people who are coming from all different perspectives with different ideas of what progress looks like or how to find it. But at the end of the day, we are here together, meaningfully standing together as the people demanding a better country. And while I see a path that does not have an end goal, I think it's hard to see what the solution to our current issues look like. The road looks long and daunting. But I've been walking this road. I've been on this road for 5 years in Justice Southbury, almost every single week. And let me tell you something. That road is really defined by the people walking it with you. And here, I am proud to be fighting this fight with all of you. So thank you. Thank you for standing with us, even towns away. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for thinking about the future and how you can make this sustainable. I look forward to coming back here again and again and standing with you, because I hope that this is meaningful for you, but I know this is meaningful for me. So thank you, and here's to fighting for a better future together. Together! We the people demand better, and we will keep demanding better until we get it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
I guess I got to keep going, huh? Thank you so much, our Justice Southbury friends. You're showing us how to do it. Now you have all that energy. I think it's time maybe to do some chanting and some marching and let the rest of the town know that we're here and we're ready to fight. Woo! 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 Whose country?
Our country!
Let's go get them.